Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my class. I, Dr. Swati Pandya, welcomes you. So, dear students, welcome. In last session, we have completed the chromosomal theory of inheritance in chapter number 5. And we have seen that Mendel's work it was again rediscovered in 1900 by three scientists, De Vries, Correns, and von Teschermark. And independently they rediscovered Mendel's work. Then Walton Sutton and Theodore Boveri also noted the behavior of chromosome. Before that, in 1902, the chromosomal movement during meiosis process they were worked out. Even it was found that chromosomes as well as genes they always occur in pairs. Then the two alleles of gene pair are located on homologous sites on homologous chromosomes. So these findings we have done earlier. One more statement I want to add. The Sutton and Boveri argued that pairing and separation of a pair of chromosome would lead to segregation of pair of factors they carried. Even Sutton united the knowledge of chromosomal segregation with Mendelian principle and called it chromosomal theory of inheritance, which we did in last session. Now today we are going to start with the contribution of another scientist, T. H. Morgan. His full form is Thomas Hunt Morgan. He and his colleagues lead to discovering the basis for the variations that sexual reproduction produced. Actually, he worked with tiny fruit flies. The scientific name is Drosophila melanogaster. They are the fruit flies, and in your book, the diagrams they are showing the Drosophila melanogaster, the male and female flies they are shown. Actually, the male flies they are smaller as compared to female flies. Then, how did he work? What are the beneficial points regarding fruit fly as we have done in Mendel's work? Why Mendel chosen the pea plant? Similarly, why Morgan chosen fruit fly that we will discuss. So, importance of fruit fly. So, few important points they are written over here. Let us see. First is they complete their life cycle in about 2 weeks, so it is a very little time, and results they are seen in within 15 days or few 2 weeks, so in few time. This is one of the beneficial point. Similarly, a single mating could produce large number of progeny flies, so this was also a plus point. Other point, there was a clear differentiation of sexes, male and female flies, very easily distinguishable. So, this was also another important point. And lastly, it has many types of hereditary variations that can be seen with low power microscopes, because new advanced type of instruments were not available, but still with having low power microscope these variations can be observed. So all these points they helped Morgan as well as his co-workers to get many of the results regarding this fruit fly. Let us see. One concept was given that is known as linkage and recombination. It is a new concept regarding Mendel's work. So, Morgan actually carried out several dihybrid crosses in Drosophila to study genes that were sex linked. So, you have to specify this, the genes which are linked with sex, means sex chromosome. Actually, the crosses were very similar to dihybrid crosses which were carried out by Mendel in pea plant. For example, Morgan hybridized yellow bodied, white eyed female to brown bodied, red eyed males and intercrossed their F1 progenies. This is very much similar to dihybrid experiment performed by Mendel. Lastly, we have done in last few sessions, we have done the dihybrid cross. In that, Mendel performed the experiment between the shape and color of the seed. So differences were there. Yellow colored seed with round body and green colored seeds with wrinkled shape. So in this way, this dihybrid experiment were performed. Similarly, the Morgan also performed this experiment having yellow bodied with wide eyed female to brown bodied with right red eyed males, and then again intercross the F1 progenies. So actually the result should match the dihybrid ratio which was performed by Mendel. But he observed that the two genes did not segregate independently of each other. So, this statement is against the third law of Mendel, which stated that the two genes they segregate separately. They are independently assorted. But here it proves to be wrong. Even in other F2 generation, F2 ratios, they deviated very significantly from 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1 ratio, which was expected when the two genes they are uh, inherited or independent. But it proved to be wrong. So Morgan and his group knew that genes were located on X chromosome and saw quickly that when the two genes in a dihybrid cross were situated on the same chromosome, the proportion of parental gene combination were much higher than non-parental type. So this statement was given and these formulations were done by Morgan. Morgan attributed that this is due to physical association or linkage of two genes and coined the term linkage to describe this association of genes because they are inherited together. They are linked to each other. That's why they are also known as linked genes, which are linked on this chromosomes. And even he added the term recombination to describe the generation of non-parental gene combination. Non-parental are those which are not similar to the parents. They are different. They have different combinations. So linkage and recombination terms were explained by Morgan and his colleagues by the experiment performed on fruit fly. Even Morgan and his group also found that even when genes were grouped on the same chromosome, some genes were very tightly linked. I will explain you with the chart in next slide, while others were loosely linked and uh, they have shown the higher recombinations. So in this way, these formulations they were shown. Even the other scientist, actually he was a student of Morgan, Alfred Stuart Went. He used the frequency of recombination between gene pairs on the same chromosome as a measure of the distance between genes and mapped their position on chromosome, which gene is located where. That is shown by gene mapping. And today this genetic mapping they are extensively used as a starting point in the sequencing of whole genome, as was done in the case of human genome sequencing project. Actually this topic will be described in next chapter about the human genome project, but actually the findings which were done by the student of Morgan, that is Alfred Stuart Went, it was very useful in mapping the chromosomes. So this was also one of the contribution. Let us see the experiment which was performed by Morgan with the help of this chart. Actually here two crosses they are shown. Just focus here, this is cross A. So this whole cross is explained, and similarly this is cross B. And these symbol, now we are very much familiar with this symbol. This is showing the female and this is showing the male. So actually this is female and this is male. So in parental generation, let us see the female having yellow body color and white eye color. I have shown here the body color, this is one of the character, and eye color, this is another character. So dihybrid experiment, right? So here body color, it can be expressed in two ways. Some were having brown color denoted by Y plus, and some are having yellow color denoted by small y. Similarly, in eye color, if we see, some flies they are having red color denoted by WZ, sorry, W plus, and white colored denoted by W. So in this way, two characters having two different expressions. Now again let us see here, the cross is made between this yellow body color with white eye color female with wild type, and here Y plus and W plus I have denoted over here, so you can understand with the help of this. Again, when F1 generation, in F1 generation, and we all know in F1 generation all will be resembling to the dominant parent, right? So here the dominant parent is here wild type, and when the cross is again made between the F1 generation, so here the wild type is shown like this is female, and so that is interchange, the characters they are interchanged, and here the male that is showing yellow with white, this is totally opposite. You can see here in parental, wild type was denoted in male, and here wild type is denoted by this female, and here yellow and white, it is crisscross. Okay, so what are the conclusions which are seen? See here, the parental type, they were showing maximum of the percentage, almost 98.7% of the F2 generations, they were similar to the parental combinations, but few were different. Only 1.3% of the flies, they were different, they have new combinations, right? And this new combination, that is actually due to the crossing over which is shown over here. So some of the genes they are exchanged during crossing over process. Crossing over process we have learned in chapter regarding cell division in last year, means in your 11th standard you have learned. So you already know what do you mean by crossing over. During meiosis prophase 1, in Pectine prophase 1, they have 5 subphases. So I will again revise you. First phase is leptotene, then zygotene, then pectine, then diplotene, and then dikinesis. So here during these subphases of uh, prophase 1 in meiosis 1, we have seen that the crossing over takes place between two homologous chromosomes. So here the crossing over takes place, and the new combinations they result in the F2 generation. So here, so these are actually the gametes. Here it is written, these are the gametes. So during them, the gametes formation, the exchange takes place. Similarly, in cross B also, this is white colored and miniature. So small flies, miniature, crossed with wild type. And here again, the F1 generation, the combination changes. White miniature is showing in males and wild type is showing in females. So here, when the crossing over takes place, this is showing the linkage and this is showing the crossing over. When the crossing over frequency is more than parental type, they are having less percentage. You can see, you can compare here 98.7 percentage of the flies they are resembling to the parental type, but here parental type flies they are comparatively less, having a less percentage 62.8%. So that means linkage is less. They have segregated these genes which are responsible for these two characters, they separate with each other. That's why the new combinations, they are more. They are 37.2 percentage as compared to this. So in B cross, we can say that recombinants, they are more, linkage is less. And here in cross A, linkage is more and recombinants, they are less. So in this way we can compare with the help of this chart. Next topic is regarding sex determination. So sex determination, there are different methods for determining the sex of any of the organism. Here certain facts we will discuss. Before that, um, let us see some few points regarding sex determination. Actually, the mechanism of sex determination has always been a puzzle before the geneticists. The initial clue about the genetics chromosomal mechanism of sex determination can be traced back to some of the experiment carried out in insects. So, in fact, the observations made in number of insects lead to the development of concept of this genetic or chromosomal basis of sex determination. So, we will start with the first finding. First name here it is given Hanking in 1891. He could trace a specific nuclear structure all through spermatogenesis in few insects. Actually, at that time, the instrumentations were very poor, means they were not advanced type, so only few findings were known. And also, it was observed by him that 50% of the sperm received this structure after spermatogenesis, whereas the other 50% sperm did not receive it. So some clue was given. Actually, Hanking gave a name to this structure which was seen in some of the sperms and some in other it was not seen as X body. But he could not explain its significance. This was the limitation. Then further investigations by other scientists lead to the conclusion that this X body which was given by Hanking was in fact a chromosome, and that is why it was given the name X chromosome. So now we understand this term X chromosome, we all know. It was also observed that in large number of insects, the mechanism of sex determination is of XO type. So this term you have to remember, XO type of sex determination. That is, in all the eggs, they bear an additional X chromosome besides the other chromosome. Other chromosome means here we are talking about autosomes. On the other hand, some of the sperms bear the X chromosome whereas some do not. So this statement it was given. Then eggs which were fertilized by sperm having an X chromosome becomes female, and those which are fertilized by sperms, they do not have X chromosome and they become male. So this formulation were given, and the best example here is this XO type of sex determination is found in grasshopper, which is one of the insect. Similarly, in the number of other insects and the mammals including man, different type of sex determination that is followed, which is known as XY type of sex determination, and it is seen where both male and female have same number of chromosomes. Here the both the male and female, they bear same number of autosomes. What are autosomes? You already know that autosomes are those which are other than sex chromosomes. They all are known as autosomes. If we talk about humans, humans have total 23 pair of chromosomes, and 22 pairs are known as autosomes, and one pair, last pair, one pair is known as X chromosome. So hence the males, they have autosomes plus XY. This is the last pair. This is also known as sex chromosome, while females have autosome plus XX chromosome. So here you can see if the gametes they will be produced, the gametes, they are having different genes, and here all the gametes, they will be having similar type of genes. So such type of sex determination mechanism is designated to be the example of male heterogamety, because the male that is having two different genes, one is X type, one is Y type, but in female both are having same type of gene, XX. Okay, but some few examples, like in birds, they have two different type of gametes which are produced by females, opposite condition, opposite than humans. And here the term which is known, that is female heterogamety, and the we can denote it female as ZW. Here we are not using the term XY, but rather than we are using different letters. Female having two different genes, ZW, and males, they are having same type of genes, ZZ. So here female heterogamety is seen because they are having different genes. Here male heterogamety is seen. So in this way, today we have seen two concepts, linkage and crossing over, explained by T.H. Morgan, and lastly about some few concepts regarding sex determination. We will be continuing with sex determination in next session also, with example determination in human as well as other few topics. Till then, take care. Bye bye students.